Hello there, Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is release day at Trinity Stamps, so I am playing with some of their brand new products and hopping along with the design team so that you can be inspired by this new release. And also there is a giveaway, and all the details on the hop and the giveaway are in the description box below. I am playing with the new Doodle car die set to create a little car. I'm going to show you what the taxi cab looks like that you can make with this, and the police car, but those are not the cars I am making today. So it is a really cute stamp set, and I wanted to make a crafty police car. So I'm going to do that with these die cut pieces and turn it into a shaker as well. So I'm gluing down the window piece and adding that onto a window sheet. I'm going to let that dry, and I also did the fun foam piece that I cut out also of that door window die, and I'm going to cut around those so it fits around there nice and snug. However, I will change up my idea on how to put this shaker together, and that happens right about now. I decided the glitter of the fun foam of the base of the car would be too much in the window of my shaker. So I decided to cut the door piece out of the car as well. And luckily that door piece stayed in place because really I only wanted to cut out the windows. It did cut away, but it didn't come out. So it worked out perfectly. I removed the window sheet from the back of my fun foam that's going to go behind the pink door and put that behind my glittered fun foam car instead. I'm still gluing together the car door pieces, and that's going to raise it up, and now I'm going to have plenty of room for my shaker because the door is raised up and the car is fun foam, so plenty of room for my shaker bits to move around. I hope that makes sense. All right, I also wanted to make my shaker window a little bit bigger, so I'm removing the dividing piece on the windows only from the fun foam pieces. So there will still be a dividing piece for those windows on the cardstock on the outside. Now I'm filling up my shaker with some confetti and some little like micro beads that are pink. So lots of pink going on. I thought if there was crafty police, I think it should be glittery and fun because I think crafty police actually are there to help you. They're going to bring you, adhesive when you run out, and they're going to give you ideas when you can't think of what to do next. So that's my idea of crafty police. Next, I am adding on that window piece, the pink window panel, and then I set a block on that so it would dry, and then I have my shaker. We just need to add all the other pieces that make this a car, and it is so cute. So there's 3 parts to the wheel, which I die cut from cardstock. So we have the tire part itself, and then the like hubcap, and then the wheel, and they just nest in there together. They are a little bit like hand-drawn looking, so there are like a certain way it has to go, but if you don't get it lined up perfectly, it's not a deal breaker. I've made 3 of these now, and it's totally fine. So there's the wheels. They're really cute. I actually will end up changing the wheels a little bit at the very end. You'll see that if you stick around to the end of this video. All right, so the little pieces, it's really nice to have like a fine tip glue applicator. It's nice to have a pickup tool like I'm using here and tweezers for certain things. So when you're putting your die cut pieces together, there's always going to be bigger pieces and smaller pieces. So having the right tools really makes a difference. I'm also using some holographic or foiled paper to accent this. I thought the shiny parts were just really cute, really added to the look. So I have like silver holographic paper and then some pink foiled like paper, some mirror paper. And then this little heart that I'm adding to the top is actually from the new Build a Robot or Robot Builder die set. It is so very cute. I will have that linked for you below so you can check that out. And then I'm adding the side mirror, which also has some holographic paper for the mirror itself. And so I just love having like different textures on my cards, different depths on my card. So, some things are popped up and some things are flat. I love having those contrasts on one card. So now this card this die set for this card has the letter CR, which represent Craft Roulette. This release has a lot of inspired products. Also, CR are my initials, so I could totally put CR on there, but this is the Crafty Police. So I just cut part of the R off and used the CP for Crafty Police. We're going to set that aside and work on the background of our card. So I'm bringing in the Better Than Email stamp set designed by Love Danny for Trinity Stamps. And then I have some background paper also designed by Love Danny for Trinity Stamps. And I cut that down to 5 inches, so it's 5 by 6. I'm going to take out that biggest image there and I'm going to stamp right on to the patterned paper. So I want this to be able to stand out against this busy background, so I'm going to emboss it. I'm starting with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It is a ink that stays wetter longer, which allows the embossing powder to stick to it. And then I will emboss it with black powder. So that's going to help it show up really well, and it's also going to make it easy for me to color this after I melt that embossing powder. So the black powder is being poured on, and then it's falling into a coffee filter, which I can easily pick up and then pour the powder back into my jar. All right, here's my heat tool. I am heating that up until the powder melts, and then it's time to color. I am going to do a rainbow because I love that, and my background paper is a rainbow, so I just went through my Copic markers and picked some out that I thought would match this paper really well, and also be kind of bold so they could cover up some of the background. So I did a little swatch there on the side so you can see all the colors that I used. And let me give you a few little tips here about Copic coloring on pattern paper with an embossed image. So one thing to note is that some of your image is going to show through, but it will look a lot more dulled out. And then also, it's an alcohol marker. So if you color over your embossing powder, you might actually pick up some of like the black. In my case, I used black, and you can, if you color over it a lot, even remove some of that embossing powder. So you just want to be careful. It's completely doable, but just know those few little tips and you'll have a lot more success when coloring on your pattern paper and with Copic markers over embossing powder. All right, so I am trying to incorporate every color of the rainbow as is in this heart background, and so that means some of my letters are ombre. Now, when you're coloring on patterned paper, it's not going to blend for you as well as it normally would when you're coloring on white cardstock. So you want to be really thoughtful of that and maybe not try to do a really hard blend of colors. So I'm doing really easy ones that are really close together and, you know, not trying to get a really big gradient. So I colored pink around that banner there so it would match my car that's going to be at the bottom of this card. And then to really help these letters pop, or an image, if you're doing an image on pattern paper, it's nice to add a little shadow. So I have my T2 marker, and it's going to help some of those smaller things like is so much stand out a little bit more off of this busy background. Okay, those are my tips and tricks for stamping and coloring on pattern paper. Next, I added a black strip that's about 3/4 of an inch at the bottom of my card. I will end up covering it up a little bit with this panel, and that's going to be kind of like a road for my car. But I also did about 1/8 of an inch, it might be a little bit bigger, strip of that same black glitter cardstock at the top, just to give it a real uniform look. Now my card itself is a 5 by 7, so it is a 10-inch piece of paper by 7 inches scored at 5, and that's giving me plenty of room for the sentiment and my car. Speaking of my car, I was not happy with those wheels. They looked very flat, so I found some black fun foam in my stash. It happened to have adhesive on the back. I recut those wheels and just put the tire part down over the top. Now it is time to embellish. I have these clear rhinestones that have some like rainbow glitter inside, or iridescent glitter. You kind of see different colors of the glitter when you turn it in the light. So I put those all over the card. I will have them linked for you below. And then I wanted to put a gift card on the inside because the Crafty Police are coming to say that a card is better than an email. And so a really good thing to put on the inside of this card might be a gift card for the craft store. So whoever you send it to could stock up on some paper or adhesive or, you know, dies, stamps, papers, all those things that we need. Maybe they need some new tools for card making. There's so many possibilities. So I am using the gift card envelope. I'm altering it a little bit because there's a rectangle panel that you can die cut and mount on the top, but I thought it would be fun to make a window in the little pocket. So I cut off the top flap. I made the flaps that hold this together, the flaps where you put your adhesive, a little bit smaller. And then I am backing that opening with a window sheet. And once everything was dry, then I can fold those flaps back and just sandwich or fold over these two pieces and it will stick together just like that. And then I have a little pocket I can stick on the inside of the card. You can see I already put some tape runner there and some liquid glue because people are going to be reaching in here and pulling out the gift card. So I wanted it to stick really well. And then we have a little pocket for the gift card that you can see through, and I think that's really fun. Kind of like the see-through windows on the car that is a shaker, and then your recipient knows, ooh, they got a little present on the inside. So that is my card for today. I had so much fun with the brand new products from Trinity. It's a great release. Be sure to check out my full release video. I will have it linked for you below so you can watch that one next if you haven't seen the full release. And then it's also a hop. So the entire hop lineup is linked for you below. So you can click on any of the videos from my fellow designers and see what they're making. We also have a hop on Instagram, so check out all the fun. And I'll see you very soon on the next video. Happy stamping! Bye!